गुड आफ्टरनून क्लास। तो प्रेजेंटेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं जिसका भी पेंडिंग है। किसका पेंडिंग है अभी? रोल नंबर 87, वैष्णवी, विधि, विपिन, विशेष। ये आप चार लोगों का अभी पेंडिंग है।
का हो गया है वैष्णवीय विधि।
हो गया है? अच्छा,
यस
लास्ट क्लास में तुम लोग का ही हुआ था शायद।
सर।
क्या टॉपिक क्या था?
सर सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन।
सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन। ओके, ठीक है। तो अभी बचा किसका है? विपिन विशेष है इस समय प्रेजेंट? और किसी का तो नहीं पेंडिंग है? अच्छा, ये लोग हैं ही नहीं, विपिन और विशेष, ये दोनों लोग हैं ही नहीं इस समय। ठीक है। ठीक है, तो फिर कोई पुराना टॉपिक जो है स्टार्ट करते हैं, वही उसको रिवाइज करते हैं। बाकी अटेंडेंस आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में दे दिए। अच्छा, लास्ट क्लास में हम लोग एसईओ की बात कर रहे थे। एसईओ को प्रैक्टिकली कैसे कर सकते हैं, वो वीडियो मैंने शेयर किया हुआ था। तो आज बात करते हैं सोशल मीडिया की, जैसे कि फेसबुक, ट्विटर। यहाँ पर आपको जैसे सपोज फेसबुक है, वहाँ पर मुझे एक प्रोफेशनल अकाउंट बनाना है, ठीक है? तो वो अकाउंट क्रिएट करने का तरीका वो देखते हैं हम लोग। हाँ? तो उसके लिए मैं वीडियो शेयर कर रहा हूँ एक। वहाँ पर उन्होंने वहाँ पर बताया है। देखो, एक नॉर्मल एक अकाउंट क्रिएट करना वो अलग बात होती है, वो सभी ने क्रिएट किया होगा। लेकिन एक प्रोफेशनल अकाउंट जब क्रिएट करते हैं तो वहाँ बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती है जो आपको फीचर्स मिलेंगे। उसको आपको कैसे करना है वो चीज़ देखते हैं। फेसबुक मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी। देखो, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग में दो चीज़ें बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। एक है आपका एसईओ, सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, और दूसरी चीज़ है आपका सोशल मीडिया। ठीक है, ये दोनों चीजों के बारे में अगर आपको नॉलेज है तो आपको जॉब मिलने में इतना कोई मुश्किल नहीं होगी। आगे मैंने एक वेबिनार आप लोगों का स्केड्यूल किया है 9 जैन को, जहाँ पर जैसे मैंने बताया था जो वेबिनार होगा वहाँ पर मैं जिनको बुला रहा हूँ उन्होंने अ, उनको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस है। उन्होंने जॉब किया हुआ है गूगल में, आपके मॉन्स्टर में भी काम किया हुआ है, एसेंचर में भी काम किया हुआ है, और और ओरेकल, ठीक है? उधर भी उन्होंने कुछ टाइम के लिए काम किया हुआ है। अभी अभी इस समय वो एसेंचर में है, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे आप वेबिनार में आप बिल्कुल क्वेश्चंस के साथ आना कि क्या मतलब कैसे क्वेश्चंस होंगे। जैसे कि अब भाई इतनी सारी इतनी अच्छी-अच्छी कंपनीज़ में उन्होंने काम किया हुआ है, तो कैसे उनको अप्रोच किया, किस तरह से उनको शॉर्टलिस्ट किया गया, किस तरह से उनके उनका रिज़्यूमे कैसा था, वो सारी चीज़ें आप उधर पूछ सकते हो। ठीक है? क्योंकि अभी क्या होता है ना, ये सब कंपनीज़ में के बारे में पता ही नहीं चल पाता कि कैसे वैकेंसी इनकी आ रही है, किस तरह से आप अप्लाई कर सकते हो, वही बहुत लोग को नहीं पता रहता है कि आप एसेंचर में, गूगल में किस तरह अप्लाई कर सकते हो, वही नहीं पता होता। तो वो सारी चीज़ें आप लोग क्वेश्चंस बिल्कुल वो सारे क्वेश्चंस के साथ तैयार रहना, ठीक है? अभी मैं वीडियो शेयर कर रहा हूँ जहाँ पर ये बताया गया कि फेसबुक पर कैसे आप अकाउंट क्रिएट करते हैं। नॉर्मल अकाउंट नहीं, प्रोफेशनल अकाउंट्स जो होते हैं, कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, कोई भी कंपनी का अगर अकाउंट क्रिएट करना है तो वो किस तरह से करते हैं।
we're going to see some important properties related to account, as well as we're going to study about the concept of how to build the page, what aspects and what features we have to focus when we are building our page. And after that, we'll also discuss about how do we plan a content strategy for Facebook or other social networks. So let's begin our today's topic of social media marketing with Facebook, that is Facebook marketing strategy, class number 2. The first class we discussed about social media marketing basics, and today we are discussing about social media plan. So always remember, we receive, as we are also into service industry as well, our company is IT Info Digital, where we offer our digital services. So many clients come to us and they ask about the strategies. They ask about how would your company help us. So generally, as we know that we use SEO for ranking our website organically in terms of without any payment. Then number two, we use paid advertising, aggressive advertising on PPC and display ads and many other aspects. But most of the clients also require social media. Now, we have to decide whether for a client, whether social media marketing is a good option or not. And we have to also decide if it is a good option, which network would be feasible. Because see, generally it's a wrong perception of the user that a company can use all social media networks for their branding or business. No, I would say no. You have to understand, you have to analyze whether the company which we are dealing with, do they have a feasibility on social media network? If they have feasibility, which network will be feasible for them? You have to think about it. So we can't just go ahead and say that all networks, we can just target every network available. Now, let me give you a small hint here. So you get an idea that what I'm exactly talking about. See, the first goal of any marketer, whenever we are starting our marketing plan, make sure that whenever we are starting a social media campaign or a social media project for a client, make sure to analyze the feasibility of the client business. Is it feasible to advertise on social media? Is it feasible to do the social media marketing? Now, one aspect is brand awareness. We can do it like people like your page, people see how many people are engaging. That's a good idea. But apart from it, we have to see the feasibility. Is it really a feasible to market on Facebook or any other network? See, totally we have, which are most popular networks are the 8 networks we have in social media. Those are Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Quora, Instagram, Pinterest, all these networks. And also we say Snapchat is also a part of social media network, but not that much popular in India. All right. So now out of these 8 networks, the first plan of action would be to understand the client business. All right. First understand the client business. Okay. Then understand their target audience, all right, and then understand the method or the which network would be feasible for the client, all right, and then how to start your campaign. How do you work with this campaign? Let me give you with a simple example before we begin our strategy. Now, client business. Now I will take an example. All right, so you see an example of this option, you can understand in a more effective way. Let us take an example. I'm taking a generic business, not our business or any general client business. I'll take a completely different business. Let me give you an example. Recently we have got a project for interior designer. All right, there was an interior designer. He came to us, okay, and he asked for a feasibility. He asked like, can I use social media marketing? Is it feasible for me to use social media marketing? All right, now here is a way you have to start understanding. Now when you say client business is interior designing. Interior, he's a interior designing and his business is revolving around the concept of design, correct? So now we are start asking him questions like, okay, say you are interior designing, what exactly job you do? So he explained to us like he's mainly designing the look and feel of the place. All right, he will be also implementing the concept, because there are different kinds of business again in interior designing. Some companies, they only provide the design but not the actual execution. Some companies will be only interested in providing the supplies for the products, right? They will not be really interested in all the design and execution parts. So there are different kinds of subjects. So now I've asked him a specific question: what exactly is your service? So he said, I will design and execute. So what is his main job? Is designing and executing, right? All this budget and everything he will take care of executing the project. All right, so he will be taking care. Like in other words, if a person give him an empty home and say do the interior, so he will design, he will show in a computer that how the 3D model will look like, and then depending on the client approval based on the colors and what is selected, then he will also start executing. So everything he will take care of from start to finish. So this is our client and ABC. So I'm taking this client as an AP. The client name is as a ABC interior designer. Interior designer is my client. All right, so his business is this. Now the very important question: who are your target audience? Now we will actually need to understand his target audience. Why? It's a very important point. You know, many times what we think in social media is that everyone is my target audience. See what happens if you say everyone is target audience. Yeah, there are some businesses where everyone is our target audience. Yes, it's possible, but if you define a specific group of audience for whom you are really doing the targeting, whom you are really focusing on your business, then what happens for a marketing perspective, for a social media specialist or a digital marketing specialist, it will be more effective for us to target the audience in a very specific way. For example, he can't just say that I'm offering for everyone. Now I'll tell you why. Because see here, what happens, imagine that if I got a project from a very large corporate company, let's say, for example, a company like Microsoft or Google with acres of campus. Now, if he got a lead from them, and anyway, I'm just taking an assumption, all right? He got a lead from them and said, we have a 10-acre campaign where the whole campus, the interior, exterior, we want to give to your firm. Now the question is he in a position to really handle it? The answer is, say he's a small and medium scale company, he cannot even handle that. So I would say, no, I can't handle that project because I don't have the expertise for handling that. So that is a very important aspect, is you have to target your audience. You have to pinpoint, you have to streamline your audience in social media so that you reach to those people. See, sometimes it is possible that you got a project from a very small company, which again may not be affordable. They can't even pay you the design charges. So you have to exclude those audience also in your list. So excluding the people who are not, who are above your range, or excluding people who are exactly below your range is what you will get your target audience. And also in other aspects of our marketing, we call them as buyer persona. Like what, who are the buyers? What is the persona? So let us assume that my target audience are, say for example, homeowners who have their own home or own home, homeowners, people who are in apartments, who are actually owners of apartments. So homeowners, apartment owners. All right, these are the first. Let's take our target audience number one. Target audience number two is, let's take for example, our client is also having expertise in offices, so he also design offices, he also do interior for offices. So his second target is offices. Now I would like to tell you one more interesting point here. You see, expertise in specific field is very, very crucial. There may be some interior designers who are specialists only in jewelry, or designing jewelry stores. Some experts will be there in interior designing who are specialists only doing designs for retail stores. So that is also a skill set, that is also a targeting strategy. Like some interior designers may be very specialized in only hospitals possible. That's called as a specific target niche. So that type of clients will also be more effective for that business. So that is also one of the unique selling point of some companies. But assume now, I'm not going into the detail of any specific niche. I would say my target is homeowners, my target is apartment owners, all right, and also people who are having offices or they are planning to have their own offices. So when I say offices, then I have to think about the people who maybe our target: founders, managing directors, all right, directors, right, or I would also say CEO, the top management people who have the ability to make a decision regarding whatever the office design or office stuff they would like to take up. So these are some of the, we can add many more, but I'm just adding the basic level. So this is how we build up our basic idea, that is client business. We understood the design and execute the project and target audience, as we simply see from the data here, that we are basically looking for homeowners, apartment owners, and offices, right? Now here is another aspect you have to consider. Now, which network would be feasible for the client? Now see, selecting the network is also a very important aspect, because selecting, doing the right marketing on a wrong network is also wrong, and doing the right doing doing correct marketing on a wrong network, that is also wrong, and doing wrong marketing on a correct network, that is also wrong. Which means, suppose, for example, you see, for this client, I would give you a just brief idea, okay? Which network? So I would say the feasible network for this client. What would be the feasible social media networks for this client which we want to work with? Now, first thing here, if you consider feasibility as the example, all right, so I would say, in simple terms, I would say that the first network I would like to start with is Facebook. And I would say in many cases you realize that Facebook is one of the go-to networks. So if you take any business, you can start with Facebook. You say, sir, why? Because of the huge variety of users they have and the targeting options they give you on advertising and other aspects. So I would say, without any hesitation, any client can generally start working on Facebook. In general, I'm saying, right? But some networks, some businesses may not be feasible for Facebook, but I will say generally all the businesses will start with the Facebook. Now, because it's an interior design which is more visual, which is more look and feel wise, so I would say the next immediate network I would like to target would be Instagram. And also I would also want to see the work on Pinterest, because see, I'm taking my aspect this way. When I say the business is more visually appealing, so let's go with Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Next, fourth option I would like to add is, now here is an interesting point I would like to add to it, is LinkedIn. You may say, sir, why would you like to go with LinkedIn? The reason is this. Now here, if you notice, already I have explained to you in the beginning that one of our target is offices, and we know that most of the professional people or founders or any specific people will be on LinkedIn. We were discussing about, because our target audience is officers like founders, CEO, MD, director, the top level management. So I would say have to be very precisely do the marketing. We cannot just go and do any kind of post on LinkedIn. We have to be very precise, and we have to target only the office related post on LinkedIn. So now that's our four network. Now Twitter, yes, I can target Twitter also. What about YouTube? Yes, I can use YouTube also. But here you have to realize one thing. You see, every network has its own main motive. For example, if you take YouTube, people don't come to YouTube just for your interior design page, or your channel or interior design. No, people won't come for that. In YouTube, if you want to really scale and if you want to really do a business and you want to get customers, you have to go in a different angle, like an education angle, where you can have certain videos. Maybe you can start with certain videos like how to design, how to keep your room clean in 5 easy steps. That's one video. How to arrange the space in your home for more efficient working purpose, or how to set up a home office. Maybe, you see, the idea of YouTube is not just to get something from the customer. You have to give something so that they follow up with your content, they follow up with your video, and then in future they may be also interested to do business with you. So don't think only about selling directly on YouTube. That process will not work out. So YouTube can also be a great method to start with. So I would take the fifth network as YouTube. All right, so this will be my 5 go-to networks I want to start with. Now what about, now let's take an example of Quora. Can Quora will be a great network for this? Maybe someone asked a question maybe on Quora, like which is a good interior designers in Hyderabad. Maybe I will write an answer for that. That's good. What are the aspects to look at, interior design, how to make interior more traditional? Someone asks, maybe that's okay, but I would say that that would not be a great go to network immediately. All right, but whereas if I'm doing some kind of services, for example, a lawyer is there, he's providing some guidelines to certain people on link on Quora for free of cost as the initial answers for any queries, and then that would be a great starting point for him to acquire the customers, right? So depending on that aspect, I'm excluding it. Slideshare also I'm excluding it, because really people don't go for presentations or something for Slideshare in general. So I will exclude that network also. But see, sometimes what happens, every network you can use for the client, that is possible. But in some cases, what happens, some networks are not feasible. I'll give you a good example of it. You get an idea. Let us take, for example, we are having a very big software company, a corporate software company who are offering services to US based clients on programming and coding. Now, I would say for that company, Instagram account may not be required. All right, may not be required. Why? US is a why. Why? Because the target audience is basically not really looking for on Instagram for their software services, for their complex security services. They are not going to be really on Instagram. Maybe Instagram will be a good option to attract potential employees. All right, to get to show your work life, to show your campus life. That may be a great option, but I would not say that really you can capture a customer or an audience with the help of Instagram for the security services, whereas you can capture a customer from Facebook for security services possible, but not from Instagram. So that is feasibility test. We say it's not going to work out. So these are our feasible networks. We can actually, if you have a good thought process, you can actually make any network to work for that particular client and get the best possible results from social media. But because of constraint, because client also has a budget constraint and he just don't want to waste his money on all the networks, so for that reason I would say the feasible network would be Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So now we are going to start, assuming that this is just a client we want to work with, this is just a client we want to implement this strategy for. All right, so I would like to just go ahead and work with this client. And how do I start working for this client marketing efforts? So first thing what I will do in general is that I have to go with the Facebook page. I have to create a Facebook page for the client. Okay, now let's start with an account. Generally in Facebook, see, the idea is this: if you want to be on Facebook, you need to have a profile, your account. It's a personal profile. So any general user will have to have a personal profile to work on Facebook for any brand or company. Now, here is the point. If you create a personal account once, I have my own personal account, I can create n number of business pages. But is it a good idea to create a business page for a client from your own personal account? Is that a good idea? So I would say no, it's not a good idea. Reason for that is, now imagine after like 6 months or 1 year, the client want to go with some other company, or just you want to skip, right? Now the problem is, it's okay, it's actually your own account, you're creating a page, you can give them access. But the problem is you're the real owner of the page. So it's not a good idea. My personal opinion and a personal option I would like to go in general for any client is, in his own, generally what we do is we create a separate personal account for the client. All right, maybe on his name or on any general name. All right, we should look genuine, not a fake ID or something. We will have a email ID for the client, right? So from that mail ID, I will create a separate account for the client, and this access I will give to the client, and also tell him be active on this account regularly, so that you use this for your interaction purpose also. So that way we get a unique account for the client on Facebook. If he already has the account, I would invite him to please go follow this process and create a page and give us the access so we can manage the entire page option. So page setup, we'll come to that point. Now assume that I'm the client and I'm logging into my personal account, and every one of you have a personal account, right? So now, before I go into any complicated details or anything or any other aspects, I would like to give throw a light about the personal account and the business page. What is the difference and how it will really impact the business results? So here is the point I would like to tell you. See, personal account is nothing but, if I just click on this account here, you see I have Muhammad Azuddin is my account. I just click on it. Now, whatever you see is my personal profile. and I have friends here who who chat with me. I post my personal updates. I do a lot of different postings, etc. So, does it have an impact? Does it really matters about your personal account? Yes, it matters. Why? Because your personal account, whenever you post something, it reaches to a lot of your friends and it has a much higher reach. But the problem is, it's in your circle and friends of your circle. In the sense, if I have a friend, maybe his friend will see when my friend comment on the post. That is how it works. All right, it's like a connection base. So when I have a personal profile, it will be in my circle only, right? So I will have a limited reach of that I agree. But point you have to note here is, because the personal account has a very high level of reach and very high level of engagement also, so always make sure to keep active, be active on your own personal account. Make sure you have a personal page like this. You have a custom URL also, so people can find you easily. And also in your personal account, make your cover photo as per your personal interest and your photo where people can recognize you. See, this is even for a tip I'm giving you for this. If you are working to build up your own profile, all right, you're looking for a job as well. See, some employers look at your profile, they will see how optimized your profile is. Are you really using the simple social media techniques on your own profile? Are you posting relevant content? Are you posting useless content? So that will be an important aspect. And also I would say, for job seekers specifically, don't post random useless stuff on your personal page, because employers check that. All right, so and they will know that how much time are you really wasting on something which is not at all really important for you or for your friends. All right, so you have to make sure your profile is also good enough. So a proper cover photo, don't put some random photo there, some nice good professionally created cover photo. And also you work on your profile photo as well, so that if a potential employer who is checking your profile can also able to know, like your intro, your introduction, your photos, just try to make it a little bit professional. So because you can get a lot of value from your personal profile, when you share on your personal profile, etc., it will be much more valuable and effective. So that's a small point of view. But see, I'm not discussing more about personal side now. We are more focused on working on the other side of our business, which is a page creation of the page process. So you can go here, click on here, and you can just go ahead and create a new page. And also there is another aspect of your Facebook called as business manager. Now business manager is actually a company account where you can able to manage multiple client accounts, multiple client pages in a more efficient way. So as of now, if you are a beginner, don't go over to this point, don't worry about it. So you can just create a page from your personal account. But if you are a manager, if you have a business manager account, then you also have another option. You can click here and you can create a page from your business manager also, which your team, your internal team, can also be added into that pages, and they can also manage your account. So that's fine, but I would like to go with the option of create your page, assuming you are the individual person who is creating the business page for yourself. Go ahead. Here we have two options. One is business or a brand, or community or a public figure. Simple. Even see, I would like to give you some points here, that if you are an individual, an entrepreneur, and you want to start building your own personal brand, because see, at one point of time your personal brand will also really matter. You may be a blogger, but see, don't think about 1 month or 2 months. Think about after 10 years, how you want to see yourself as. You see many bloggers there in the market. 5 years back, no one knew them, right? But today they are like, a very popular personality under the blogger, in the blogging community. Some of them are specialists in affiliate marketing. Some of them are specialists in Google AdWords. Some of them are specialists in digital marketing. Some of the people 5 years back we don't even know, but they are specialists in mobile blogging. So there are a lot of chances that if you start taking this field as your personal interest, and you're enthusiastic and passionate about this industry, I would say personally you will also require a public figure account, wherein you will take factors like you're an entrepreneur, you are into blogging, you can put your company details there, and you can get going. All right, so it's a personal level point of view. Individual person should have a public profile, okay, so that people can like your page. And see, unlike a profile where you have only 5,000 friends you can add, whereas the public figure, when you create a page for yourself, a lot of your friends can follow you, and you can post a lot of updates, and you can also do advertising for your own personal branding. So this is one part I want to explain, but now we'll focus more on our interior design project. So I want to work on this business brand. So how would I start? How do I work with this business brand? Simple. Just go ahead and get started. Name of your page. So assume that this particular company is let's say here I would like to even give you an interesting point. See, the just best way to start with is Shopify business name generator. Okay, so what's the use of this business name generator is when you are starting a company and you are not able to get ideas about your design and all, just go with Shopify. All right, so here I will say interior designers. So I assume you already have a client. Okay, interior designers zone, fair interior designers body, detail, okay, green apple interior designers. Okay, standard, align, generation, hallmark. But you have to also take care of the trademark also. Okay, I'll take something simple and easy. Yeah, urban interior designers. That would be a great name. Royal interior designers would be a great name. Even elite interior designers would be a great name. Yeah, okay, so I'll take elite. Maybe a lot of companies will be there with the name, but I'm just taking it with one name, interior designers. All right, so that's our business name. Then category, add a category to describe your page. All right, so I have to tell it, select the exact one, interior design studio. Perfect. So can I add any other options? Let's see, come on. Okay, that's fine. And I can also add local business later, but now I can only add one category, interior designer studio. Okay, my address. Now I can add where is our actual address, Azure Complex 104. Okay, and Hyderabad. Okay, 50082, and phone number is optional. And here is the point, don't show my address, only show the city and region that this business in. Now what happens is if you just don't show the details, sometimes for e-commerce website there is no meaning of showing the address. But for offline office, for example, Web Trainings Academy, we have a office space in Hyderabad, we are having a registered office. So in that case, sometimes from Facebook people want to come and visit our web page. So in that case we show the office number, but generally office address is not shown for online businesses. It depends. So I will not show the address, I will only show the city and details. And phone number is also optional, but if you show, it's a good option. So go ahead and continue. So elite interior designers is our new page we have created. Now the next steps to do, add a profile picture. All right, now basically if the client is already having a business, obviously we'll also have a the profile, the logo and all that, right? But I would like to go ahead to Canva to create, because we are doing it everything from scratch to just understand everything in a very clear way. I'm trying to show you as practical way as possible to do the work, because a lot of YouTube viewers have asked me, sir, please show practical how to do things, etc. So I'm trying to show as practical as possible without any presentation today. All right, so custom dimension